I think we can all agree that food is probably by far the hardest part when it comes to fat loss. And it's for no surprising reason. If you think about it, like we have to eat every day and we're always around food. What I've noticed is that the people who have the hardest time staying on track with their diet plans, it is usually because they only think that, getting in shape means more willpower, more discipline, and more motivation. Now, what it really comes down to is addressing the underlying relationship that you have with food and eating and stress and your emotions. Is what do you do when you're stressed out at work? What foods do you go for? What do you do when you're sad? What do you do when you're angry? What do you do when you can't be fucked dealing with the day? Like, these are all triggers that lead you to making certain decisions. Anyone can follow a plan when they're feeling great and they're feeling happy and there's no problem in their life. But really the ones who are able to stick to the plan even when things aren't going great and when they're feeling hyper emotional or when they're feeling super stressed out, that's really where the biggest changes happen, because it's so easy to resort to food as comfort if you don't address your underlying relationship with it. And so if you're someone who's had a really hard time staying on track with your diet, you really just got to isolate what's actually going on. Trust me, I know it sounds like a bunch of airy fairy shit, but if you've been stopping and starting your fat loss for a while now, it's no longer the case of needing more discipline. You can be as disciplined as you want, but if you don't actually understand what causes you to make poor decisions, you'll always be susceptible to them happening again until you address it. Eventually, those triggers will come back up. Maybe you find a little opening for a few months and you lose a few kilos, great. But then what happens when work gets busy again? What happens if you go through a breakup? Like, what happens then? So if you're in a fat loss journey right now, look at the last time you fell off and ask yourself what happened there. And then start being more conscious about what's going on, because you'll learn a lot what your relationship with food really is, what caused you to do certain things. And by understanding this, you're able to make much better decisions moving forward.